From the sky it appears to be an idyllic island with amazing beaches and a dense forest. But tourists or fishermen don't dare to set foot on this outcrop in the Indian Ocean due to its inhabitants' fearsome reputation. Visitors who venture onto or too close to North Sentinel Island risk being attacked by members of a mysterious tribe who have rejected modern civilization and prefer to have zero contact with the outside world. When they do interact with outsiders, it usually involves violence. The indigenous Sentinelese tribe killed 2 men who were fishing illegally in 2006 and have been known to fire arrows and fling rocks at low-flying planes or helicopters on reconnaissance missions. Located in the Bay of Bengal, North Sentinel Island belongs to India and remains an enigma, despite being populated for an estimated 60,000 years. Untouched by modern civilization, very little is known about the Sentinelese people, their language, their rituals and the island they call home. It is too dangerous to approach them due to their hostility to outsiders, meaning they are rarely photographed up close and almost never seen on video. Most of the photos and video clips that do exist are of poor quality. There are also conflicting reports on the tribe's population, with most estimates putting it in the range of a few dozen to a few hundred. It's still unclear what impact the 2004 tsunami had on the population and the island, which is part of India's chain of Andaman Islands, although the uncontacted tribe managed to avoid being wiped out. After the tsunami, one member was photographed attempting to fire an arrow at an Indian Coast Guard helicopter. Often referred to as a Stone Age tribe, a title that advocates take offense to, as its members have adapted over time. The Sentinelese may be the most isolated tribe in the world, with the Indian government choosing not to meddle in their affairs. The government made several failed attempts to establish contact, but has abandoned all attempts and allows the tribe to live how it chooses on an island that is about the size of Manhattan. Indian authorities have gone as far as making it a crime to try to make contact with the Sentinelese. It is illegal to go within 3 miles of the island. While privileged people are eating 15-pound burgers and splashing 100 pounds on new trainers, the near-naked Sentinelese are surviving off the land and hunting for sea creatures. But the waters surrounding the island appear to be under threat by even more illegal fishermen. Survival International reported late last year that it had received reports that fishermen are targeting the area, with 7 men being apprehended by the Indian Coast Guard. One of the fishermen reportedly stepped foot on the island in close proximity to the tribe's members, and he managed to leave unscathed. Survival International, which advocates for tribal people's rights, describes the Sentinelese as the most vulnerable society on the planet, as they are likely to have no immunity to common diseases such as flu and measles. Due to their complete isolation, the chances of them being wiped out by an epidemic are very high, according to the organization. In a statement, Survival International's director, Stephen Corey, said, "The Great Andamanese tribes of India's Andaman Islands were decimated by disease when the British colonized the islands in the 1800s. The most recent to be pushed into extinction was the Bo tribe, whose last member died only 4 years ago. The only way the Andamanese authorities can prevent the annihilation of another tribe is to ensure North Sentinel Island is protected from outsiders." The organization said the islanders are extremely healthy, alert and thriving, despite threats from the outside world and their old world way of life. Their hostility towards outsiders can at least be partially attributed to past conflicts. Survival International said the outside world has brought them little but violence and contempt. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, several tribespeople were killed in battles with armed salvagers who visited the island to recover iron and other goods from a shipwreck.